Hey guys, today I'm going to go over my top 3 tokens that I'm bullish on in the short term and ones you should definitely check out. Looking at Manta, this was a very hyped release over the past few months. People were farming it, trying to get that airdrop. There's FUD at the beginning when it launched because people weren't able to claim their airdrop and it was a lot less than they expected. So with that said, as everyone knows in crypto, hated rallies pump the hardest. We saw that with Solana and a few other cryptocurrencies. Now, you can see Manta so far, it has been pumping nicely. It recently broke out and I think it still has a long way to go. What Manta is, let's go ahead and talk about that. So it's actually the first L2 that leverages Celestia for modular DA, which enables lower gas fees and enables it to become the most inexpensive ETH L2. So since they integrate on Celestia, it's been able to save users over $750,000 on gas fees. So again, Manta has that modular narrative, as well as it's also using Eigenlayer to get that restaking narrative as well as saving users gas fees and then a lot of other benefits. Okay, a lot of people have been staking Manta on their platform. So you can see here all the amount of Manta that's been staked. And the biggest thing here is only the top 100 are able to be eligible for airdrops. So people keep staking more and keep raising this minimum amount needed for these different delegations. So the price again has been rising because of that. People again keep staking more and more Manta, try to become eligible for these upcoming airdrops. We saw Celestia had a lot of big airdrops whenever it launched and it continues to have more airdrops for people that stake TIA. But Manta is one I'm very, very bullish on. Again, they're doing great things. They're partnering with a lot of big people. They're backed by Polychain, Binance Labs, Polygon Labs, Layer Zero Labs, and again, becoming the first L2 on Celestia. So keep an eye on these guys. They're gonna do very, very well. And I'm definitely excited for the future of Manta. Now, next, let's talk about Render. So Render, again, has that AI and DePIN narrative. So DePIN, Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network, and then AI, obviously artificial intelligence. Now, the biggest thing with Render Network I want to post is about the upcoming Apple VR release on February 2nd. So this is for the Apple Vision Pro. A lot of people are hyped for this release. And what people don't know is Render, actually their parent company, Octane X, is being used for the M1 and M2 iPads that can provide real-time photorealistic 3D rendering. So again, people are speculating that developers who build apps for Apple's VR headset will make use of Octane X. And given the latter is powered by Render, it implies more demand for Render. So again, that's something to keep in mind here, right? And the Render token has been doing fairly well. Again, we did have a dip because of the recent drop in the market, but it is curving to the upside. And I believe as we get closer to this Vision Pro release in 8 days, we'll see Render continuing to rise. So definitely a narrative that I'm looking at right now, as well as just being a strong AI coin in general. I think Render will do very, very well this year and take on that narrative strongly. Now, last but not least, is the Conflux network. So if anyone knows, the Chinese New Year, Year of the Dragon, is starting on February 10th. How does that relate to Conflux? Well, Conflux is actually one of those tokens that always pump during the Chinese New Year. It is a popular token that usually leads the pump and then all these other tokens follow it. So let's go over some highlights for Conflux from last year. So they opened their office in Hong Kong. They integrated with Redbook, which is China's Instagram. They have a BSIM with China Telecom. So it's a blockchain powered SIM card and they partner with one of the biggest China Telecom giants and have actually worked to spread this to the masses. And then a big update was their announcement of their own Bitcoin Layer 2 launch and their BSIM expansion. So going over here for their Bitcoin Layer 2 launch, it says Bitcoin serves as the native currency for gas fees, bridge various asset types from Bitcoin, effortlessly transfer assets to the Bitcoin chain, unparalleled security, and then enhance credibility through BTC staking. Now their testnet for this expected February, March of 24. Mainnet launch is scheduled for May of 2024. So again, on top of being the Chinese narrative and Year of the Dragon, you also have this catalyst a little bit later as well. Now let's go into their chart of, let me show you exactly why Conflux I am bullish on it. So the Chinese New Year in 2022 started February 1st. If you had bought CFX then at its all-time high from then, it rose over 90%. Then last year, the Chinese New Year started January 22nd, and from then to its all-time high towards the middle to end of March, it raised over 1,500%. And then right now, again, we haven't hit the Chinese New Year yet of February 10th, but you can expect some front running to start happening, as well as being Year of the Dragon, a very, very popular Chinese New Year animal. I can see this going at least 86% to 33 cents here, with possibly touching this 45-cent mark, which again would be another 50% from that. So I believe we can definitely see some good price action from Conflux. I believe we'll see it rise very, very soon, and something to keep an eye on, especially as we get closer to February 10th and the Chinese New Year starting. So if y'all enjoyed this video, guys, please give it a like, please subscribe if you have any questions, and please comment as well. Appreciate all of you watching. Till next time.